if I run away, even if I fall in on my face, you will prepare a place for me.
Alright, hi everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in to my channel. I am super excited for this video because this is literally like the launching of my YouTube channel again. If you are a returning subscriber, that means that you've been rocking with me since I was making videos with my friends in Baltimore. So much has changed. I've come a long way. I now have Houstonian friends. Shout out to the 713. And I have so many other different friends that I have met along the way. And I am so truly excited to have met each and every one of you. So I know that many of you who have followed me through my journey in Baltimore, a lot of you guys have like really seen me evolve. You guys have seen me turn from young Morgan to seems to be thriving and completely older Morgan. And it's really been cool hearing you guys' feedback. You guys is just like letting me know about how I'm an inspiration, which is just so amazing to me because, you know, sometimes we can go through things in life and we just kind of feel like, am I really even doing anything? And then you realize like people really see your growth, and I think it's amazing. And I'm just truly grateful that you guys have even let me know that you see any sort of transformation in me. I light up each and every time because you don't have to, but you decide to, and that is just a blessing to me in so many ways. So anyway, without further ado, I want to catch you guys up. If you're a new subscriber, you're just getting to know me, maybe you watched one of my previous videos, or you watched the video where I went viral talking about how I was delivered from smoking weed. If that is where you come from, then you got a lot of catching up to do, so I definitely suggest that you go and look at some of the other videos that I have on this page. So I have now been here for 3 years, y'all. Like, I'm literally getting ready to come up on 3 years. And sometimes it kind of is like crazy to me because when you start a journey, you don't expect, not really, that you're just going to like sometimes even keep up, right? And like I did. So many moments where I thought I was going to give up, y'all. So many moments when I thought like, I am not staying here. Like, I have to go. And I persisted. Perseverance has literally been a sippy cup for me in the last 3 years. So I want to get you guys caught up. I do have my phone, so I'm going to be able to like remember and remind myself like where we are. So I want to first start off, if you've been with me, you guys know the last time y'all saw me, I was moving into my first home, which was my first apartment. I was a renter. I was in a really nice area in Houston. I was getting everything adjusted. You guys saw me get my apartment together. I did a walkthrough of that. You'll see some of those clips right here. It was just so amazing, like just getting into the swing of things, being in a new city, and not to mention a new city, but a huge city. Okay, by myself, my mom, my sister came, they helped me, they got everything, you know, together for me, and that was amazing. Also, I had just gotten my church, who had actually paid for my first month's rent. The Lord literally provided everything that I needed, y'all. I have that video also linked in the description. That is when the Lord literally gave me over $5,000 to fund any and everything I needed, y'all. When I say car, I had finances, I had refrigerators, like I had all the things you can think of. I had a bed, I had a couch, all the different materials that were kind of hard to come by and are really expensive when you're just starting out and just moving. I got all of those things and God just provided. And so you guys saw that video. And so I know you guys are asking like, what's tea now? Like, what's the tea? Okay, what's the tea? And I want to catch y'all up. I came here to Houston for our church name was Rehab City under JS3, and you guys saw that I had like in the beginning of my video, the trailer was rehab, my road to Rehab City. And it was just an amazing journey just to kind of really see what I sounded like, what I wore, all of the things. It really played a part in what I felt about myself in that season, what was going on within me, all of that. And during that time, we were actually Rehab City for about 2 years. We transitioned from a new building, our old building into a new building, and I was still serving as a community pastor there. I had actually gotten a job, y'all, at a daycare working like front of desk, front of office, so that I can get some access for Omari, because Omari did later join me, and that was such a blissful moment, y'all, because as you know, if you've been following my journey, you know that I was waiting for Omari to actually join me. It took a while for that to happen because we were still trying to adjust everything together as a family and co-parenting, and we were able to make that happen. He came with me. He went to the daycare that we were at, and it was a phenomenal experience. Him meeting all the other mothers, their children, the teachers were exceptional. I loved everything about it, honestly. But of course, you know, God don't let me stay in one position or one space too long, and I am a true entrepreneur at heart. So I did later transition from that particular job, and I moved on over into entrepreneurship again, and I have been completely in entrepreneurship for the last year, which has been absolutely exciting. And during that opportunity and those times, of course, I traveled back and forth to Maryland, and like, I don't think I got a chance to actually record this, but during the journey between coming here to Houston, I called up a friend, and I was like, hey girl, we're having a service at Rehab, and we would love for you to come and be one of our people who sing for the worship night. And she's like, girl, I'm down. I got a flight credit. I said, a flight credit? That's what I'm talking about, because y'all know these flights, they get crazy. So anyhow, she said she would come down. She came down. We had the service. When I say we had a time in God, we truly fellowship with the presence of the Lord. He met with us. He spoke to us. He transformed us. And in that process, I remember we were riding down the road, and she was just like, man, like Houston feels so good. And at the time, she hadn't even known it, but I was really struggling with my decision to move to Houston because I was here by myself. It had become really hard for me to just really do this thing and like be here and trust God in a new city, and the city is huge. So I was like, God, I don't know what I'm doing. This is scary. You know, I got a lot of people back home looking at me like, what did she just do? And I don't know what I'm doing because I'm trusting you. And in the process, I just decided to continue and trust God. But I was so amazed because my good friend at the time, literally, she looks at me and she says, girl, Houston feels good. And she was like, I'm gonna pray because I feel a tugging in my spirit to move. And I was like, girl, y'all know I turned around like, you said move? And I was all over it. But at the same time, me being me and wanting the best for all of my friends and my family, I still was like, girl, you gotta pray about this. You gotta see if this is what God wants you to do. I know this journey firsthand, and it gotta be everything that God wants for you. So, of course, she went home. She took her time to pray about it, and she wound up moving to Houston. Again, that's her own story. I'll let her tell her story at her own time, but that's my bestie, Talia. She moved here to Houston, and now she is my roommate, and it has been an exceptional journey of us learning to grow in the Lord together, learning to grow in ministry and friendship, and sisterhood. It's just been amazing, right? So that has definitely added to the journey. My son got to attend school for the first time in Houston. Y'all, it was so beautiful watching him for like, this is pre-K. Yeah, pre-K. And watching him go in, he literally was a little incy bincy spider. And then by the time he came out, he had a head full of dreads. Like, I don't even know how you explain that, how hair grows that fast. And the fact that God knows every single hair on our head is also crazy. But anyhow, it was amazing. Like, watching him grow, watching him meet his teachers, meet new friends, things that I just thought were going to be so scary. I watched myself do it. Like, I watched myself take every single fear by the throat and say, hey, look, fear, I'm not scared of you, though I was trembling, okay? And anyhow, it was amazing. I got to see him really transform. He made some amazing friends. He used to play after school, and he got to meet a lot of the members from our community and all of that. And so it was amazing just training him and allowing him to meet the community. Me and my bestie have been rolling and getting some things done in our own personal businesses, and yes, has been just phenomenal. So during that process, our church went through a a new name. We actually had a name change, and we went from Rehab to Powerhouse Houston, and that was such an exciting and thrilling time as God elevated us and transitioned us even with our name. And in the same process, my own business name changed. I went from Capri Couture Marketing, which everyone knew me as, like my blog was Capri Couture Creations, and then we transitioned that to Capri Couture Marketing, and I went through another name change. That's another thing about business, y'all. Tip right here. Business does not always stay the same. Sometimes the seasons change, and I think the Lord already let us know that these seasons would come, because just like Saul to Paul, and just like, you know, all the other names that got changed in the Bible, he let us know that sometimes when the seasons change, there is a name change. Catch that. Catch that for whoever that's for. Sometimes when the seasons change, there is a name change. And for us, our seasons changed, and the Lord graced us to change the name, and that has been literally the catapult to my vision, to my dream, to my future, all of the things. And so I went from Capri Couture Marketing to Strategically Social, and I love everything that Strategically Social has built. We have now built a community of entrepreneurs who are thriving, helping them to center their businesses on biblical principles. And with that, we're getting ready to start classes and membership, a community. So many things are coming, y'all. And I'm just really excited that I decided to trust God. And again, through sweat, tears, okay, fasting, okay, praying, wanting to give up, blood, sweat, tears, all of it. Through all of it, it has still been worth it. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. I have seen so many triumphant moments come out of the perseverance of just trusting God. So I definitely, you know, take that to heart. Now, of course, there were some hard moments. There were moments, y'all, I couldn't afford my rent. There were moments when I didn't know where the next was going to come from. There were moments, y'all, I actually lost a car. I got the car, I was blessed by the car literally was like a godsend. And then just based upon finances and learning how to juggle entrepreneurship and a little bit of, honestly, bad stewardship, I have to now like learn my way through some of the things that I messed up in the past, and I went through a whole repossession. That was literally such a devastating moment, because if you think about it, like, I'm 27. I've heard of people, of course, in the past that have had repossessions and things happening to their credit. And at the time you would think like, man, if you learn about it, it's not really that hard for that to happen to you. And like, you know, if you just keep up on things, it won't be that bad. But y'all, things happen, and it happened to me. I lost my car. It was a devastating moment. I remember the day like it was yesterday, because I was getting out the shower. I was on the phone, and my bestie roomie came to the room, and she's like, hey sis, like something's happening outside. Like I don't see the car. And I was like, oh my God. It was in that moment that I realized, okay, this is the day. And I can choose to do what the word says, which is to consider this and choose joy in all things as I persevere through trials, to consider it all joy. Like I had to like choose to consider, to still choose joy, than to pick up sadness, defeat, confusion, upset, blame, self-conviction, all of that. And I had to choose like, okay, Morgan, you know, it was also a Sunday, by the way. I was getting ready to go to service, and I think I was also leading praise and worship. And I was like, what am I gonna do? And I had to choose, if God was God enough to give me this car, whatever lesson I had to learn in this season, He will be God enough to bring me through it. And I believe that He'll show me how to learn from this season. And I just had to pick myself up and keep going. Now, luckily, my best friend had a car, so I wasn't without getting to the place, but I had to go without a car. But we are believing God for the next step. And so that's the journey that you guys will be rocking on with me as we move forward in this journey. But again, I just wanted you guys to know that everything isn't perfect. You know, this journey to rehab at the time was journey to rehab. Now, this is just the journey of Morgan, right? This is the journey of like, how is Morgan evolving, and how can you evolve? How can you learn from my story? How can you be inspired that like every day isn't perfect? Sometimes you'll see people on social media, they look like they got it all together, y'all. They look like everything is always perfect. But honestly, it's not always perfect. Sometimes they trip, they fall, and you just are not privy to every fall, and that's okay, right? but we learn from the mistakes, we triumph, and we keep on going. That's the one thing that makes us different from those that decide to let their butt lead them. What do I mean by letting the butt lead them? We say things like, I want to do it, but. So that means that your butt has been leading you more than your actual and. And leads us better because we can say, yes, this happened, and. I would rather your and lead you than your butt. So if there's anything that you have learned from this update today, is that, yeah, sometimes you might look like you're going missing from the scene. You might look like, you know, everything is great and it's popping. Maybe your Instagram influencer, your YouTube influencer, everything looks popular, everything looks great. People don't know what it takes on the back end to even do an update, to do a video, to show up every day. It takes something. But I love that each and every one of us are striving each and every day. And I mean, I give y'all kudos, I give y'all flowers, I give you applause, because it takes something to be that type of individual. So anyhow, this is your girl Morgan. This has been the Houston update, and I really hope that you enjoyed this video. Do me a favor and like, share, and subscribe, letting people know that your girl Morgan is back and videos will begin to roll. I'm not gonna give y'all no day on when it's gonna come out, because your girl is learning discipline and consistency to bring these videos back. So you just have to wait till the next one. Be sure again to leave me some comments in the comment section. Let me know what you thought about the update, different videos that you guys might want to see from me. I'm gonna do my best to do some vlogs, bring some things back, showing you guys a day in the life so you can see what I'm up to, especially in business, especially in motherhood, and of course in Kingdom Lifestyle. So this is your girl Morgan signing off, and I want you guys to have a blessed day on purpose. Bye.